So look, guys, I know that all you'll want to start a business, right? Because you want to make money online. You want to be able to travel. You want to be able to have freedom. You want to be able to say to your boss, fuck you, right? I'm doing my own fucking thing. And in this video, I essentially want to give you the roadmap, the formula to get those external results, but not the downsides of starting a regular business. Because what I've found, and guys, I've been in business for years, I made millions, and if you want to see all my stories and all the proof, honestly, I can't be fucked to like pull it up every single video, okay? But you can see the other videos, or you can see the link in the description where I have the video with all the proof. But anyway, that being said, I'm going to just drop mad value and sauce in this video. Because what I've seen over my career is that a lot of people, they focus on these business models that are sexy, okay? Let's see what that looks like, guys. You guys, all y'all are looking for like these kinds of business models. This is wildly inappropriate. Let's get that out of here. Okay, that's enough. Enough. But anyways, look, you guys are all trying to focus on building like the new clothing brand and like, okay, you want to have like this new product or you want to do this cool thing that sounds sexy or this e-com thing, whatever. That's all great. But those things are going to be like a 1 in a million shot of really making it happen. Whereas what you can also do is you can go ahead and grab this highway right here that is guaranteed to lead you to XYZ destination with the motherfucking treasure, okay? And you're gonna grab a car that's just gonna be able to go and be the vehicle that's gonna be able to take you there, right? And the reason we grab a highway and not another some dirt road that's just going all over the place and now there's a waterfall and now there's a ravine that goes all the way down there, right? This is like cool if you do it, right? Okay, great, cool, right? But the chances of you doing this are so fucking hard, and you're way better off doing this first, getting to that destination, getting some hypercar that's built for this shit, okay? Getting a lot of food, a lot of resources, okay? A lot of resources, and also being the kind of person that can handle some, obstacles and whatnot. And then if you want to do this after that, sure, go fucking ahead, right? Go right ahead. Go build your product. Go build your little clothing line. Go build a bikini brand because you think it's going to get you all the girls. Whatever it is that you want to do. But first of all, I really recommend, guys, that you focus on a simple model that is going to be able to get you to your goals. And where we're having X right now, I'm going to really go ahead and put there at least 20 grand a month, okay? I know a lot of people are talking about like, oh, 5 to 10 grand a month or 10 grand a month or whatever. Like, look, guys, if you're making 20 to 30 grand a month, that's when you're really ripping, okay? Like, that's really like nice. Now, I make a lot more than that. And even my sales manager and the guys that I'm about to show you that are doing this, my students. And once again, if you want to see proof of everything, there's a link in the description for that. If you want to book a call with me, that'll be at the same link where we can chat if this is something, if this path would actually make sense for you, because it's not for everybody. Because I'll tell you what this path is, okay? This path is pretty damn boring, right? For most people. But what I will say is that it works, okay? And it's not gonna be boring for everybody, right? Because this path is only really for people that like communication, okay? If you are someone who is extremely introverted, you don't like communication, and you also don't wanna get better at it, right? You basically wanna sit in your room and look at spreadsheets because you're a fucking nerd, then this is not for you, right? Because you're gonna just not like it doing it. And so I recommend then that you do something else and fucking you build some tech or some shit like that. But anyways, what we're actually doing here, guys, is we sell something called life insurance. And that's why I alluded, first of all, this is boring, okay? But the fact of the matter is that we are in sales, first of all, and then what we specifically sell is life insurance. Now, why do we do that? Why do we choose the most boring thing that you could possibly sell? Because it works. Because it's something that people need, not something that people want, like your little clothing brand shit, right? Something that people need. Something that essentially everybody that's not a complete selfish little prick has to get at some point, okay? And I can tell you, let's see, how many people in the USA above 55? Let's see if we get a nice stat like this. 100 milli plus, okay? So you can be sure as shit that you're not going to run out of people to sell life insurance to, okay? But there's a whole lot more to this than I'm telling you right now, because selling life insurance, that's really the first stage to get you to like 20K a month or whatever, okay? It gets you to 10 to 20K a month. Where it gets really interesting is when you start building a team. And that's really the bigger reason that life insurance is so interesting, right? Because within sales, right? A lot of people nowadays talk about high ticket sales and there's appointment setting or closing and this and that. And it's great. That can net you like these kinds of amounts as well, right? I'm not hating on anything. Like, guys, if that's what you want to do, great. I just see way more long-term potential factually in the life insurance space. And the reason for that is for 4 reasons. And then I'm going to get you and show you the game of how this is done, right? Because I'm going to show you this starting point, this starting path. But you got to understand that we work in stages, okay? I've helped so many people build businesses, and I really think of business is in that you got to do everything in stages. I always kind of give the analogy that you're like a motherfucking Pokemon, okay? You got to evolve, right? And a lot of people that stay stuck and don't make more and more and more is because they don't evolve. Stage number 1 is where you want it simple, low risk, okay, as we were just talking about, where you don't have to spend a bunch of money, this and that and this and that. Stage 2 is where, okay, you're putting in a little bit of money, right? And you can make it a little bit more complex, and you can start hiring people to leverage your time. And this is all leverage, right? And stage 3 is you can get other people, right? Other people to do this same shit and this same shit, right? And that's even more leverage, because at that point you're really leveraging other people's time and you're decentralizing your business, okay? What does decentralizing really mean? It means that you're not the only person that's deriving revenue, okay? Because even in this case, you're still driving revenue by yourself, right? But you're just hiring people. But if you're doing this, now there's like multiple little mini sub businesses that are under you that are also driving revenue, and then you get a small percentage of that for managing and helping them. Now that's the place that you really want to get to, okay? But anyways, to really line up these couple benefits that I want to tell you, like I said here, is number 1, you get high upfront commissions, okay, of about $800 per sale. And I'm going to run you through all the numbers and how to do this, and I'm going to show you the system in just a minute here. But first, the benefits. $800 per sale. You have that high ticket upfront commission, okay? And I'll just tell you real quick, this is also the average commission in like high ticket sales coaching. I've done millions in coaching sales, guys. I know everything about it, okay? It's great, but that's also the average commission there, because basically there it works like if you get an 8K sale, you get a 10% commission. There's going to still be some processing fees off of that, so it's going to probably be more like $7,500, and then you get a 10% commission, which is $750, okay? And then that's it. But here, what you get is that 800 after you sell something for $80 a month, okay? Because in life insurance, you get paid a year upfront. We call this an annual premium, okay? So this goes times 12, okay? And then you get paid your percentage that you're at, okay? So everybody's at a percentage. And so you can expect if you're on free leads to be at 65%, or with paid leads start out at 85% and then go up and up and up. And you can even go above 100. So you get more than the annual premium, if that makes sense, okay? So obviously if we do the math on that, 80 times 12 is 960. And then 960 times 0.65, let's just go that if you're on free leads, is 624, okay? So pretty damn similar there. Now, and this is on free leads and everything like that. And these conversations are about half the time, like 20-minute conversations. I'll show you an example in just a minute here. If you want to see this, it's on my TikTok, which is just Real Boyd Hook. And this is literally how a conversation goes. Like this was a $2,500 sale. And so this was a higher one, right? That happened in like literally 10, 15 minutes. And look what happens here, guys. Let's take a look. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, just had a second to get back to you. Sorry for the delay here. Just saw this come across my desk here. Looks like a while back you may have requested some information on the state life insurance program. Looks like I got your address here is 12.
The reason I inquired is because I'm married with kids. And I be, taking care of
Wise as well, where it was from the other side, and then you call back and you find out, okay. With that being said, it is definitely, I can guarantee one thing is definitely the best that works and that you're comfortable with. We can go through this little process.
Yeah, I'm comfortable at the moment. Yeah.
And there you fucking go, okay? So that's how simple this is, guys. This is extremely simple because it's, once again, this is the kind of shit that people would naturally already buy online, right? But what we're doing is we're calling them up. We're saying like, hey, listen, you requested this information. My job is just to show you the best option, to get the information from you, and then show you the best options for your specific situation, okay? And so then we basically operate like Expedia.com, right? You go to motherfucking Expedia or Google Flights, right? And you plug in your details, and then it's gonna, like, where are we gonna go, guys? Let's go to Ibiza. That's a nice fucking spot for me. I'm from Europe, personally. Let's go. Yeah, let's do it fucking tomorrow. Why the hell not? We're gonna go plug in our details. Well, I'm looking for flights here, guys. But anyways, hotels is the same concept, okay? I've actually been to this hotel. This is super nice. I've been to this one as well. I'm really not making myself look very good here, guys. I'm probably partying too much. But anyway, that being said, That was years ago. So anyways, what does Expedia do, guys? It's just a middleman, okay? We are like Expedia. So we plug in the details and then we're going to get the insurance carriers like, hey, what's going to be the best rates for their details? Now that's a whole lot easier than trying to push one specific life insurance policy onto someone like a lot of these other people try to do, right? Because now you're honestly also having a bit of a rock in your stomach if you're not an absolute self-interested piece of shit, because you're like, oh, they could actually get a better deal somewhere else, but I'm still going to try to push this because this is my product. That's not really nice, is it? So what you want to do is you want to be a broker, and that's what we do, okay? If you want to have more information, you can book a call with me in the link in the description. Now, with that being said, guys, I want to really drop some game and value for you here. So let's move along. So number 2 is that you get residuals in every contract, okay? So that like 624, okay, or that $800 actually, because that will go from that times 0.03, right there, $24, you will get that as a yearly premium, okay, as a residual. Now look, I know, okay, it's not a lot, but with that being said, it does really stack up over time. Like you'll get to a point where you just make $1,000 randomly because of shit that you did last year. So you make residuals on every single contract you close, which is about 3% average, right? And then from there on, guys, you're gonna always be able to build a team and get into that semi-passive income. And this is where it really gets interesting, guys, because you can get up to like 50, 100 grand a month, those kinds of numbers with a big team. I personally got a team of like 50 now, all right? So you can obviously, kind of like imagine. And you can actually expect, right, on average, if you're not doing it really good, you can expect to make $1,000 a month or on average per agent, okay? So, and that's like pretty much fucking passive once you've really trained them up and stuff like that. But number 4 is the most interesting maybe for me. You have something called a book of business, okay? For most of you won't know what that is. It just means a list of contracts that you've sold because there's residuals on these, right? And if you're in the right place within life insurance, like which is what we help you do through our mentorship and stuff like that, which is one-on-one with guarantees results. Once again, you find more information in the link in the description. But that being said, guys, with that, you own it, right? And then down the line, after like 3 years, 4 years, however long you want to, you do got to build it big enough, right? If you have like 10 clients, then obviously that could fucking work. But you can literally sell your book of business just like a musical artist, like Justin Bieber sold his music catalog for like 200 mil, right? And so that's the same idea as your book of business. So what you would sell is your agency. So the people that are in your agency and continuing to produce, okay? Because that's passive income. And then, or almost, right? I always want to be careful, guys, because a lot of people throw passive. Obviously, you got to manage these people. But once they're really trained and self-sufficient, it's really minimal management. It's just like kind of like being the leader, okay? So if you want to get to that point, you do got to be a leader and you want to be a leader. You don't got to be a leader yet because you always grow in life, but you do want to be able and willing to cultivate those kinds of qualities, okay? So with that being said, guys, that's really how that works. And then you're going to be able to sell your agency together with your book of business and the residuals for a heavy lump sum, right? So that private equity will keep the residuals, okay? So look, those are the 4 benefits, but you do not have the downsides and the complexities of a regular business. Because what's most hard, that was shit English, guys. What's most difficult about getting a business to work? It's product, market, fit, okay? It's actually having something that people want and then being able to sell it and get clients on a consistent basis. But that really requires a lot of creativity, a lot of different skills, a lot of different people to hire and come out of pocket for, or even just big investments, okay? And risk, right? Like buying all these products, hoping that they'll sell, those kinds of things, low profit margins, whatever. Here we have a proven roadmap of something that literally will never run out. It has always been needed and it will always be needed by people. There's way too many people to go around for life insurance people that sell this stuff. And we have a proven method of getting leads and then selling them. We even have a proven method of going from stage to stage. First, you start with lower quality, okay? Because that point, you want to just put in more sweat equity and you want to just go on free leads, right? I'm always super transparent with people. Like, there's these people that say like, oh, we have the best leads in the world, this and that. But like, it's just bullshit. They're just giving you piece of shit leads because they want to have you just work for free. And that's their whole MO, right? Like, that's obviously not going to fucking work. So, or very minimal, right? You want to be able to make serious money on this. Now, on these, you can literally already get from 5 to max what we've seen 25K a month on this, okay? Which is what my sales manager was doing, okay, Nick. And so anyways, that is possible here. But then after that, guys, you want to go and leverage and start paying for your own leads. And then you want to get higher quality leads that require less time, less sweat equity per deal, right? And therefore you leverage your time more. And then you can also get an appointment setter. That's also something that we set up done for you for people that go through our mentorship program, all of that, because we doctor this whole shit out to a science. I'll actually show you, as a matter of fact. This actually was just in here yesterday, I think. Here, this guy literally said, Nick and Boyd really have it down to a science, right? You can read all of this. I'm not gonna like, and this was random. Like we didn't ask him to put this in there, or whatever, right? This was just completely out of nowhere. That's Boise, guys. You'll meet these guys if you're coming in. Where basically we said, if you don't produce XYZ numbers, you gotta shave it off, right? Wolf of Wall Street vibes. We literally called ourselves the Wolves of Insurance, which is cringy and super cool at the same time. Okay, but anyways, that being said, guys, and you're gonna go into that, and then you're literally gonna be able to do from 20 up to like 50K a month is the max that we've seen on that so far. Okay, we're always pushing it, but that's the max. I mean that's pretty damn good, to be honest. And we're talking profit here. Okay, bottom line. I always talk bottom line profit. What other number is really of any importance, right? Than what's actually going into your fucking bank account. And then the last stage is where, as I said, you're going to have all these other people and you take a percentage of that. And that's where you're really going to be able to scale to. I mean, indefinite, to be honest with you. Now, a lot of people will say like, oh, is this a pyramid? And is this a scam? Well, look, every company actually, yes, it is a pyramid. Okay, for sure. And every company is a pyramid. It just depends if it's a scam or if it's wrong on how that pyramid is treated, right? So with a lot of companies, right, the top people, they have the best opportunity, okay? And then the bottom people, they just, what I said, they put piece of shit leads and then they just basically let them rip and then they have a very shitty opportunity and they can't move up even if they do well. That's when it becomes wrong, okay? But obviously, if it's actually the opposite, and these people started down here as well, but if you do well, you move up after you hit certain metrics and then you move up, right? Then it's good for everybody because then also when you start getting people under you, right? You were just moved up here and now you're having someone under you and they start down here again. And then they can, even if they do better than you, they can go here, right? And so that's how it works, right? So that's how it's fair for everybody. And you need like that, and flexibility and transparency is really important in this business, okay? So I wanted to make that point because I know that people are going to think that, which is totally fine. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with a pyramid. It just depends on how you treat it and how you work with it, okay? And so with that being said, guys, you're literally just rewarded for helping your team in the best way possible so that they produce more, and then you get a percentage of what they produce in your front pocket because you did well and you're helping your team out, which is like super fucking great. Okay, so as I said, like let's run you through a few numbers here and then show you the system that you're actually going to be using. So what you want to be doing, guys, you want to be doing like 500 dials a day. Okay, now it sounds like a lot, but with our system, it's really easy because you literally just click this button and then you're going active. You could do this in like 4 or 5 hours a day, literally, if you rip through it. And then it's going to dial 7 numbers at the same time, which allows you to get up to that 500 super quick, right? And then every 10 seconds, every 15 seconds on average, okay, factually, someone picks up the phone, you run through the script word for word, that's right there. If yours objections, you run through the script right there. And then literally you close your don't go, so you go to the next person. All right, super simple. So you want to get about 50 pickups a day, 10 real long conversations, and then 1 close, okay? Because some people don't get approved, some people don't want it at the end of the day. Objections, whatever, and then you want to get 1 over the line every day and then you're going to be performing really, really well. Then you'd be making on average that 800, but then it's going to be obviously going towards your percentage if you're on that system, which is 624, right? And in our mentorship, guys, we pay for the leads, we pay for the system for everybody. We set this up, we custom built this, we pay $100 a month per agent for this, okay? And then obviously all the additional things that I just mentioned in our mentorship program, we do that. So link in the description for that. But that being said, I want to give you everything you need in this call, in this video already. So then you're going to be making this per day. Now there's going to be some fall off, right? Transparently, like you might have 10%, 15% fall off, right? Maybe even 20% if you're doing shitty, but we teach you how to write good business, right? And so you make a little less than that, but that's basically what you want to really be working towards. Now, let's actually show you a couple guys that from our sales chat. Okay, fucking 10,000 AP. That's fucking ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous, guys. 10K AP. He's making like he's on 85%. So he'll make $8,000 on that. 660 right there. right? 420 right there. And you guys know, so these are 65% of that is what his actual bottom line is. I just want to be super transparent there. This guy's on 85 because he's paying for his own leads. 65% again there. Here, this is Hayes, guys. Like, he literally on his first he just made us a testimonial. On his first day, in his first couple hours, made $1,400 annual premium, okay? Which is like going to be 65% of that, which is about $1,000, okay? And then, bro, there's so many in here that I can show you. I want to show you a specific one also, the doctor, who just actually had last week he just ripped, okay? So this guy did 4,600 in a day. These also stuck around, so this was a real deal. Okay, this is a guy called the Doctor, is his nickname. So yeah, guys, those are like a few examples. Okay, I just wanted to make it real and tangible for you. But that being said, that's the system that you rip through. Okay, and then here's the thing: after you're going to do those kinds of numbers, like I said in the beginning, right, where it really gets interesting, guys, is when you're going to be able to build a team under you. Now, how that works is that, right, after you do those kinds of numbers, right, then you're going to basically have a lifestyle like this. And if you want to connect with me on IG, it's @BoydHook, okay? And you're going to obviously be able to travel, work wherever you want, go to Carnival in Rio, which, by the way, this was fucking lit, okay? Anyways, go to Bali. I don't know why this is not working. But basically, that's the point, right? Take your family on a holiday, right there. And so, that's basically going to be your life, right? So it's like, at that point, all your buddies are going to be like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Okay. What are you up to, dude? And so you're going to tell them like, dude, I sell life insurance. Okay. It's boring as hell, but it fucking works. And you're going to be able to build a team of your own friends and this and that. And this is not like selling to your friends. We never say, hey, start reaching out to people, try to convince them. I don't do that kind of bullshit, okay? Fuck that. I'm not here to like convince people to work with me or to do anything. Like, if you want to come to me, great. Like, I treat my business like my daily life, guys. If someone's not absolutely over the moon excited about it, I'm not fucking doing it, okay? Because honestly, I don't got the fucking stomach for that. I'm not here to convince people. I know that fucking opportunity that I got for people. It's a guaranteed opportunity. And so, fuck that. But anyway, like here, look, I'll show you an example. This is a calendar of Leo, one of my sales guys, one of my staff, rather, one of my coaches, right? And look at this fucking calendar, okay? This is last week, okay? Have a look. Do I need to like go out and like convince people, or if someone gets on the call, I'm gonna try, okay, fine, dude. Like, if you don't want to make money, you don't want to make money, that's fine. Go try to start one of them fancy businesses, sink tens of thousands of dollars into it and lose all your savings, right? Now, obviously, look, this requires an investment, right? But that being said, it's much more guaranteed and much more doable, because let's think about it. If you're on this straight path that we spoke about before, right? You're on that motherfucking road and it's super proven, right? And you're literally working side by side with guys. Let me actually show you something. We have something called the virtual office, okay? I'm going to join the virtual office real quick. Let's see what happens. And then let's actually do no audio. There we go. There's going to be there you go. Virtual office. Everybody's ripping into virtual office. So Cam is closing the deal right now, as you can see. You've seen Cam already in the Discord. Nick has just stepped out right now. You got a bunch of guys in here closing. And what we do every time is everybody like shares their audio and shit like that, right? And so then you can listen into the calls and it's right side by side with you, right? So it's a fucking culture, guys. And we even do in-person meetups and shit like that. Okay, so that's basically how this works. Now, with that being said, right, this is a very simple and straightforward process. Like, it's not, if you just get into this, there's really no way to fail unless you quit, right? Because you're in a proven roadmap with something that's proven to sell, people proven to want, proven leads, proven fucking systems that people right side by side you are doing. So will some people do a little better than others? Of course, right? But it's really going to really depend your success on straight work ethic. Are you going to be able to put like 5-6 hours a day in? I'm not saying that this is easy. I'm saying this is fucking simple, right? Easy is a different thing. Literally, whenever someone wants to join anything of mine, I always tell them, listen, it's not fucking easy, okay? If you're looking for that, this is not it, okay? If you find it, great. If you find something that you can truly put in 30 minutes, do a little thing on your laptop, a little magic trick, and make like 15 grand a month, make like 50 grand a month, great, do that, man. Haven't found it personally, and I've been in the space for fucking 7 years, okay? And I've done e-com, I've done info, I've made millions in those businesses. Once again, the proof of all of that, you're gonna be able to find a link in the description. But anyways, that being said, That's really what we do here, okay? And if you want my one-on-one help, I'll show you what that actually would look like real quick. So if you want to find out more about this, you want to just have a chat about it, there's absolutely zero obligations. As I showed you, there's a lot of requests that we get. So it's really just, if people are excited about it, great. If not, then that's fine, dude. So we basically have something that's the Leader Accelerator, right? It's really where you want to build an insurance agency and you want to get to that point where you're really clocking in multi 5 figures a month, okay? So we obviously can't guarantee that you'll make anything, but what we guarantee is that literally we'll work with you for free until you do, if you don't hit it within the first 90 days. Now, obviously there's an investment for this, guys. I'm always super upfront, super transparent, because I want only committed people, and I also want to cover my cost in the front end for people that just are going to quit, right? Which is not something that I have control over. But anyways, let me run you through a few of the things. So we have a full training system that covers everything on insurance sales, right? We have a full branding thing, social media, recruiting, team building, path to exit, like I talked about, how to sell your business at some point. And you can actually join us in this. Like, our goal with this program is to like build agency owners that are going to be big enough to exit together with us, right? So that we can utilize something that's called a roll-up strategy. Okay, if you've never heard of that, just Google it. But that basically is when you roll up with different decentralized businesses and you increase your valuation to private equity because of that, okay? The systems and setup, I've already shown you that. That's all just done for you so that you literally just plug in and sell. And then once you've mastered that and got the 5 figures a month, we graduate you into a more complex system, get you an assistant to dial for you, and literally you just rip appointments on your calendar and do it that way, okay? So we graduate. Now, if you're already more experienced, then we can get you in there right away. There's no problem at all, right? We just built that to like have a soft landing for people. Community and collaboration, like I said, literally private group on Discord, multiple weekly calls. We actually, fucking hell, we do daily group calls. Every day, 8 p.m. Central, we do a group call. As long as it takes, okay? Virtual office all day long, like you just saw, private WhatsApp group for leaders, and there's even in-person meetups and lock-ins. Like, this is a true fucking family, okay? I'm telling you. There was a guy, Cornell, who you just saw in the virtual office, who like had to crash on someone's couch because he was like just joining the program, and then he had to like sleep somewhere, and then he was able to sleep at the team members thing within 10 minutes, like crazy. That's what I'm honestly most proud of. Then there's one-on-one, okay, with Nick every single week if you need it, okay, on demand. There's one-on-one with me every single week if you need it. I'm going to coach you more so on building the business side of it, okay? Guaranteed placement, scaling into semi-passive income automatic. This is huge. So actually, once you hit the 10K month mark, I didn't say this yet, we'll literally start staffing agents under you. We will do that for you, done for you, okay? You can also do it yourself. But I'm just saying, automatically, it's already going to happen by us. Like, we're going to find the archetype within our pool of people, right? That, you know, matches with you, and then we're going to staff them under you, right? And I'm also going to teach you how to run your social media, do it yourself. And then licensing as well, right? Literally, we'll actually license our training program, the group stop, the bonus part of this program, to you so that you don't have to do any foundational training, right? So it's even more passive, and you only handle the one-on-one part with your people. Now, what I always say is this, okay? So I'm not going to read this out to you, but because I already said this before. And then our guarantee bottom line is this. I just don't want to like, you know, ramble on too long about the program or whatever, but I wanted to show you kind of how we do things. So once again, if you're interested in that, you want to have a quick chat with absolutely zero obligation, we can just chat and see if it makes sense. Then there's a link in the description that you can book in with. And honestly, guys, usually through any other social media channels, it's like you have to go through one of my assistants first, like this. But on YouTube, because I know that you, if you have the commitment to watch this video all the way through, I'll be more than happy to chat to you myself, okay? So that's why my actual personal calendar is going to be at the link in the description. I'll actually show you as well. So usually it's this link, and then there's going to be my assistant's calendar there, but you're going to get this link, okay? Where you're actually going to have a longer video, and then it's going to be my personal calendar here. So give this video a quick watch, right? Skim through it a little bit because I honestly went through most of it already here. As you can see, the branding is on point. And then, yeah, we can chat about it if it's something that makes sense, right? Look, regardless, I do want to leave you off with this. This is not easy. This requires real work, but the reward will be so magnificent if you are someone who loves to communicate, or even at least wants to be a better communicator, wants to be more confident. Like, we had some really shy people, but they wanted to be better, right? And that's really what I'm looking for, the commitment, okay? And the motivation and the drive. So anyways, that being said, leave you off with this, and let's go crush it, my guys and girls, and I'll see you in, no, why was I so fucking small? I'll see you in the next one. There we go. Let's blow this up real quick, shall we? There we go. There we fucking go. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that the most handsome guy you've ever seen? All right. See you in the next one.